East of Trinidad and Tobago as we get ready for the first day of league action, Premiership League action in the Secondary School Football League. What a fitting venue. We are in an iconic venue in the Arima Velodrome for an iconic day of secondary school football here in our Twin Island nation. It is Arima North Secondary. They take on St. Benedict's College from the south. Of course, Arima East Zone champions of the Intercol last season. St. Benedict's College, second place finishers on the league table. Weather conditions, well, the sun has gone down a bit, but it's still very hot, 30 degrees Celsius, 68% humidity, and 5 kilometers per hour wind speed here at the Arima Velodrome. Yeah, it's Liu Chin here alongside none other than Colin Murray and Brent Sancho, legends to start off a legendary day. Glad to be back.
Oh, thank you very much, Lou. I love that introduction. No, but it's great to be back. SSFL, we did the opening Super Cup game on Friday. Here the league action starts, and what a game we have in store. Arima North Secondary and St. Benedict's College. Two teams, I think, that should be in the top 6. I'm not going to say either going to win it, but they should be in the top 6, and they're both going to be hard to beat as the season progresses.
Yep.
Yeah, certainly a fixture that we're looking forward to. But you must give compliments when compliments are due, my good friends. And the pitch here is in pristine condition. And as we take a look at the fixtures, and some of the fixtures just jumped out for us, Colin, the St. Mary's, St. Anthony's class are all North encounter of two teams with history behind them. Of course, San Juan North, they take on Queen's Royal College and Presentation College against Miracle. It's a very interesting class. You talked about two teams that should be in the top 6. Obviously, it's been a lot of chatter as to which player went where, who left school, etc. But the teams that we've mentioned, your Naparima, St. Benedict's, of course, Presentation, your alma mater, Fatima College, should be there and thereabouts at the end of the season.
Yeah, well, Brent, I realize you didn't mention Trinity College East. I mean, I expect them to be in the conversation as well. But, of course, as we mentioned, 60th year of secondary school football here in Trinidad and Tobago. If I was playing in this season, I would surely want to win. That has to be some sort of motivation for performance this season.
Yeah, Lou, for sure. Just the 60th anniversary. And kudos to the Secondary Schools League. I mean, in the old days, Brent would know this, it started as the Colleges Football League because you didn't have the secondary schools, and when I say you didn't have the senior comps and those sort of schools involved. So you had the colleges, and it was named as the Colleges Football League. And then slowly but surely, as the senior comprehensive started to come involved, and Signal Hill and all these teams, it then became the Secondary Schools Football League. And we've had some great teams coming outside of the colleges and have done well. We talk of the St. Augustine's, the Signal Hills. I mean, Signal Hill was a powerhouse. John Donaldson, San Fernando Technical.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been super when you look back on the history of SSFL.
Yeah, and Brent, any expectations for this season?
Well, I think we would see a very tight affair when it comes to the top of the table. It's so difficult for us from where we sit. Obviously, there's so much movement happening, kids coming out, leaving school, coming into school, programs change as they go along. But we've seen some level of consistency when it comes to certain programs. St. Benedict's is certainly one of them. Arima North has started to become one of the juggernauts in school football. And, of course, as we mentioned, Napoli. So I expect it to be very, very tight. We saw that last season. I expect that again. But I expect more teams to be involved in the conversation of being the top school at the end of the league competition.
And also, Lou, that some schools, there are still boys to come in.
Correct.
There may be one or two that could come in to strengthen a school. So we're not sure as yet, the full strength of the various schools.
Absolutely. Well, of course, one school in action today, as you could see, Arima North Secondary. We're at their home ground. And, well, what do we expect from them this season? Last season, won the East Zone, finished 6th on the league table as well. What can we expect from them?
I think they're going to be organized. They've got a coach who maintains good organization, good discipline at the back. When they lose the ball, they defend in numbers. Maybe, if you had a criticism of them last year, they didn't score enough goals. Yeah. And that may be what they're trying to do this year, turn that around.
Well, we did catch up with one of the rising stars out of this Arima North Secondary team, Christian Gomez. Let's see what he had to say.
My name is Christian Gomez and I play for Arima North Secondary School. My major goal for the season is just to play football and have like as much as fun as possible.
Blank. Just the well on me.
My responsibility as a right back is really not to let any penetrative passes and not letting any ball come down the line. I started playing football like at 4 years of age. My father had played for Arima, not secondary, and well, he just pushed me and he supported me in every way. Winning the zone intercal was my most happiest moment throughout the season.
As soon as he releases it, you have to give him cover.
Well, my thoughts about Coach Happy, I believe he's a very good coach. He knows what he's doing.
Boy.
I really look forward to winning the Premiership and coming out top of the table.
Yeah, good stuff there from Christian Gomez. Brent, St. Benedict is his opponent today. How will they fare?
Well, it's a team that, as I said, historically, of late, have been very, very good. Last season, you would suggest that they were probably the most informed team coming down to the end of the season, despite a very disappointing start to the season. In the opening fixture last year, they lost to San Juan North. But since then, they picked up and they did very well, ended the season very strongly, so much so that they rose up to the table and almost challenged for the title. But we've seen a lot of upheaval within the ranks in terms of player personnel. A lot of players may have left the school and not coming back in. So it looks like a lot of young charges coming through. But we saw this very young St. Benedict's team in last year's version of the NGC Cup, where they defeated a very talented Fatima squad. I expect to see a lot of those faces that was part of that team to be here now. So the onus is on them to do what has been done before. There's a lot on the shoulders here. I'm very sure St. Benedict's College want to get back there and thereabouts to be in the reckoning for a title contention. This is an early litmus test for the boys from Laramine.
Well, there you have it. It's as simple as Arima North Secondary versus St. Benedict's College in the first day of the 60th anniversary of the SSFL here in Trinidad and Tobago. Don't go anywhere when we return. First half kickoff.
I think I'll leave my water bottle in the
Yeah, we're here upstairs.
Welcome to SSFL Premiership.
to the Arima Velodrome, and we're getting ready for the start of the SSFL. It's match day 1. Arima North Secondary coming up against St. Benedict's College. We have already said that this is going to be a top game. It should be very interesting. The one thing I've not done, which I always like to do because I like to do my predictions and prove Brent Sancho wrong, I'm going for a draw. Goalless or 1-1.
Well, that's you doing your predictions,
right,
and always proving yourself wrong. But I will allow you to go down that route. It sounds
which route are you going?
I would want to first remark on your route, and it seems like a very safe route.
Well, I think both these teams. Let me tell you why I went down that route. St. Benedict's like to attack. Arima very defensive, very organized. I am not sure if they're going to be many goals in this game. So that's the only reason I'm saying it. Let's have a look at the Arima North team. Of course, Alexander Gomez, and of course he was one of the players that we featured. Thomas, Jones, Stapleton, Defoe, Hazel, Metive, Hill, Aguilera, and John. That is their starting lineup. And here we have a look at St. Benedict's with Charles, Pear, David, Bullock, Soanes, Robertson, Burke, Stout, Barrow, Fraser, and George. That's their lineup. So it's going to be very interesting encounter, as we say. Here comes the officials making their way out with the two teams following. Arima North in their blue tops and blue shorts, and St. Benedict's in all green this afternoon. So it's blue versus green. Pick your color. And we'll just wait. We talked in general about not only the teams and what to expect of the teams in terms of St. Benedict's. A lot of new faces.
Yeah.
And we'll have to look and see, Brent, just how well they fill in. Because when you think of the last couple of seasons with Hill, Ochoa, Niles, Garcia. Sorry?
Just to name a few.
Yeah, just to name a few.
Yeah, it's a huge upheaval. When I saw the team list come in, it's almost unrecognizable as it relates to some of the names that we've gotten so used to in the last 2 years or so from St. Benedict's. It's certainly a change, but that happens in sport, not just at the secondary school level, but at all levels. It's all about continuity, and St. Benedict's College have had quite a decent U16 and second team as well.
Well, the officials, Anil Joseph is the referee, and Jonathan John and Johan Cornel are the assistant referees here this afternoon, and the two captains are taking the toss. Garrick Thomas, the skipper and of Arima, and the skipper of St. Benedict's, Adam Pear. Let's have a quick look again at the lineup. Charles in goal. There's Pear, David, Bullock, Soanes, Robertson, Burke, Stout, Barrow, Fraser, and George. Randolph Boyce is the coach. And Arima North, Alexander, he starts in goal. It's Gomez, Thomas, Jones, Stapleton, Defoe, Hazel, Metive, Hill, Aguilera, John, and Wayne Shepherd, the coach. Two very, very good coaches at both sides of the defense, Brent.
Yeah, of course, Randolph Boyce just recently named the head coach of the Trinidad and Tobago national under-20 team, and Wayne Shepherd, who's been there and thereabouts when it comes to national team programs here in Trinidad and Tobago. Two men with a lot of experience at the youth level and coaching young players. This Arima North team that you're currently in view was a young team starting 2-3 years ago. They've been able to keep the nucleus of that team together, and they may expect, Colin, that this is their season to cash in on that youth development that they've harnessed over the years, and this could be their year. We've seen them every year improve. Colin, last year, of course, running away with the Eastern Intercal titles. Can they go one better and be National League champions? Well, that journey starts this afternoon here in the Arima Velodrome.
Well, we will wait and see just how this game unfolds, but two teams that should really be in the top 5, I would think, but we'll wait and see how this game ends. So we're just awaiting the referee's whistle to start the game. As there we go, as Arima North with the first kick, long ball sent downfield by Hill, and trying to get Metive going, but was played out, and it's going to be a throw. The first throw of the afternoon goes to St. Benedict's. Ball coming through to Stapleton. It's twisting, turning. In the meantime, a player is down. It was a collision where there was a challenge, and the St. Benedict's player went over the top, and thought it was a bit of a head injury. I thought the referee took a little while before he blew the whistle, but player seems to be all right because he's sitting up, which is important.
Yeah, it's certainly not intended by any stretch of the imagination there. Coming in, a young man, Jelani Stout. But I'd have to say that throw-in is not necessarily most welcoming. It did not give Stout much options. It was thrown in a general area, and certainly left it desirable for the Arima North player. Where do we see Arima North? I know it's early stages, Colin. On the front foot, the touch off, certainly an indication of what they would like to do. We talked about the lack of goals from Arima North last season, or the inability to be a little bit more clinical in front of goal, and I'm quite sure they hope that is the situation this season.
Well, ball really no one in possession except George now, looking to go forward, does well, cuts inside nicely, plays it infield, looking to get Barrow going. Barrow, who is in that middle of the St. Benedict's team.
That's good skill. That's excellent.
That's a tough tackle.
I tell you.
Referee says it's a throw. Looked a real tough tackle coming in.
I'm surprised you didn't say it was a Brent Sancho.
No. It's too early in the season for that, Brent. It's too early in the season. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now. Here comes the cross. No, I thought they
What to deliver there.
Yeah, I thought he would have crossed it one time. A little bit of... They just need to open up a little bit and settle down, both teams. Free kick going St. Benedict's way. George is making the run. Not a bad ball. It's made a nice run going up that right side. Being confronted here by Aguilera. And in fact, it's picked up by Jones. He goes all the way back. This is Thomas with the long ball looking for Stapleton. But coming across nicely is Soanes. Soanes still on it. Plays that header up to Barrow. And Arima slowing things down. It's with Hazel. He gets it towards Thomas. Back to Thomas. This is Hazel. The field is well grasped, if it's one thing, Brent.
Yeah, you have to give a lot of credit to the Borough Corporation. That's the ones who bestowed the responsibility of looking after this pitch. I know, Colin, in a lot of our games we have been very critical of this venue.
Oh, for sure.
In the past, and I have to give credit where credit is due. This is an immaculate condition, and they've done a really good job in putting this together, especially in a lot of the areas where it was very patchy and brown and hard. What we've seen is a lush green surface that hopefully would lend to good football. It's just perusing, Colin, the team formation and information given by both teams. And I had to have a chuckle to myself because the Arima North representative sent us a formation of a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, and they have started nothing like that. They're in fact in a back three. I don't know if they wonder if we are going to take their information and send it elsewhere. Why they give us incorrect.
You know, and that's something I really want to talk about. Here's the ball coming right across from Robertson. It's picked up there by Stout, and eventually it's cleared downfield. Stapleton, can he keep it in? No, he can't. It's going to be a throw for Benedict. There is Coach Wayne Shepherd, the Arima North secondary coach. Certainly been involved in the youth setup at national level, but he was at Fatima at one time, was assistant coach, I believe, at Fatima, but he's taking charge of Arima North, and he's done a really good job with them. And this is a shot coming, but wide. Shot coming there from Bullock. Never really was in control of it. So it's going to be a goal kick for Arima North. We've been playing for just about 5 minutes now, and no real attempts yet, or no serious attempts on either goal, as this is Aguilera. Has to go back towards Hazel. Sends a long ball looking for Metive, but Zones gets there, and eventually it's cleared by Gomez. And it's going to be, actually it was cleared by Thomas, and it's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. Burke with a long searching ball. It's well defended. This is George being confronted there. Eventually Jones wins it. Plays a good ball infield towards John, but it's picked up here. St. Benedict's now looking to come forward with it. This is Pear. Good ball. Bullock. Stout. Sends it across. Cleared away. This is Jones for Arima. Sends a long ball looking for Stapleton. The header comes from Fraser. This is Fraser now. Leaves it. Played all the way back towards Pear. Fraser. Getting a good ball forward to Robertson. He loses out as Arima North now come forward with it through John. Defoe plays that ball towards Gomez. Gomez plays the ball wide. This is Metive. Metive looking around, has to go back to Gomez as Arima North trying to hold on to possession now. Slow things down. Ball played wide here to Aguilera. Defoe. And that's, in fact, that was Hill who plays that ball wide to Metive. The cross ball comes and it's cleared away by Isaiah David. It's going to be a throw for Arima North.
Yeah, I would have hoped for Metive to just show a little bit more patience. When he looked up, there was no one in the box, so there was no need to cross it in there. Sometimes when you get into those situations, Colin, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to cross the football.
Yeah, agreed.
Maybe just keep possession, recycle it a bit, and wait for the opportune time to do such. But there, Metive rushed it a bit, and it was easily cleared by the St. Benedict's rear guard.
Well, here comes Arima North. They're settling down nicely now. They're trying to knock the ball around. This is Aguilera. Goes wide towards Jones. He can't keep it in, and it's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. No goals yet. We are here at the Arima Velodrome, the first game in the Secondary Schools Football League. Another throw going the way of the guys in green. St. Benedict's College. It's going to be interesting when they meet St. Augustine. Brent, both the green machine.
The green machine and the men wearing green.
That's a good ball. Goes wide to George. He picks it up. Oh, he showed too much of it to Aguilera. Strong challenge. And the rebound is cleared out by Hazel. And it's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. That's your kind of challenge, isn't it?
Well, I was thinking it was...
And it was fair, and it was fair.
That's why I know normally you don't peg those challenges to me when it's a fair challenge. Normally the ones that are in the referee's book you try to pin on me.
No, but I must say that was a strong challenge. Good challenge. And the ball runs out. It's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. Fraser is going to take it. Looks to get it up to George. Aguilera is there, but heads it on only as far as Stout. And eventually, this is Gomez getting it towards Thomas. Hazel. One thing I like about Arima North so far, Brent, they're trying to, here they lose it, they're holding on too long. But this is Stout. Playing that ball by George, sends it across, and eventually they come away with it through Jones. Oh, that's a good challenge. Excellent challenge coming in there from Pear. Pear still in possession. Sends that ball long over the far side, looking for Burke. Burke in possession now. What is he going to do? Trying to play it infield. He luckily gets the rebound. Still, Burke in possession. Goes back to Sones. Sones loses out as Arima North comes forward through Metive.
It's a good run.
Actually, it's not Metive. It looked to be John, Mikel John, who made that run.
And he did the right thing in terms of holding on to the ball, because Stapleton looked like he strayed into an offside position. Good run there. Just the forward Stapleton needs to hold the line there, Colin. He did the right thing in pulling out wide to create space. But when you do that, you look along the line and make sure you keep yourself on side.
This is Aguilera playing it infield. But that was John, couldn't hold on to it. That's a lovely turn. Really good turn from George, who's gone inside now. But this is Jones.
It's good skill.
Well done, gets past Fraser. Fraser is giving chase. That ball comes over to the far side. John looking for the shot. That's a good talent. Loose ball goes to Jones. Has the shot, goes for the far post. Goes outside as well. He did the right thing. He settled. He had so much time, so much pace, so much time and space. That he went for the far post spread, but he just hit it wide.
Yeah, he just looked like he hesitated a bit when the ball finally comes out here to Jones. Right here, hesitates, finally decides to take part in the shot. It's a good idea, but just wasn't executed to the perfection that it would have needed to hit the frame. Didn't look like was much trouble in the mind there of the goalkeeper, but nevertheless, it's really the first sign there by Arima North.
Here is the goal kick sent high upfield. So far, the way things are going, Arima North with 60% of the possession, and I'm not surprised by that because they've been knocking the ball around nicely. St. Benedict seemed to have, St. Benedict started brightly for the first maybe 5 minutes or so, but the last 7 minutes we've seen Arima come much more into the game. So here is a throw going all the way back to Hazel. He gets it to Aguilera as Arima North again slowing things down. Jones is wide. That's a good ball. Turns with it, but Fraser trying to play it up to George, but it comes off of Jones. That's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. Fraser with the throw. Looking to get it on to George, who again has gone more inside. So, Burke trying with that header, and eventually the ball is played out, and it's going to be a throw for Arima North. Hazel. This is Hill. So it's a free kick for Arima North. So we see free kick, referee just holding up proceedings. As the ball played out towards Thomas. Goes wide towards Metive, back to Thomas, and eventually it comes off of Thomas, and it's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. Coming up to just about 14 and a half minutes gone No goals yet. There is Coach Randolph Boyce bellowing his instructions to his team. I mean, I would think at the moment Wayne Shepherd would be far the happier coach.
Well, I was about to say it's not the typical St. Benedict's team that we're used to with the explosive attacking players. It's more of a workman-like performance.
That's a great ball to George. He has some space in front of him. What is he going to do with it? Plays the ball in field, and the shot comes. Good deflection there. But there was Robertson laying off that ball towards Burke, and they just didn't get it right. But here comes St. Benedict's again. They give it away to Hill. Plays it downfield to Stapleton.
And that there, Colin, was an example of the explosive type of attacking players that we're used to seeing from St. Benedict's. Because normally when they get into those sorts of situations, you'll have the likes of a Bobcom, a Choa, Zoom, who are very good in 1v1 situations. And we're just seeing more of a workman type performance by that man there in your picture and his team. It's worked so far for them. They're still in the game, but certainly I'm sure some of the names I just mentioned there, he would hope to, or would have liked to have them with his charges.
George with the header, but Hazel dumps it downfield, looking for Stapleton. Fraser is with him. Eventually the ball is picked up by Pear. He sends it right back upfield. Making the run is Stout. But that's good defending on the part of Thomas. Gets it out towards Gomez.
They've done well, really well.
Very well. Plays it in field towards Hazel. Aguilera back to Hazel. Looking for Jones, but Fraser is there. Here comes Aguilera. Fraser plays it right back upfield. Hill is just calling his goalkeeper, Alexander, to come forward and collect it. Aguilera playing it really to no one in particular. David looking to head it on. And a foul committed there on Hill. And it's going to be a free kick for Arima North. So Hill, the free kick left to Aguilera. He plays it nice diagonal ball out to Metivier. And the ball now played in field towards Thomas. And it's played long forward to no one in particular. Goes out for a goal kick for St. Benedict's.
It's been a stop-start type of game so far. It's really lack any sort of cohesion by either team. They've struggled to put together periods of the game. They've had their flashes of moments, but no team really has had any sustained pressure on the other. Maybe it's similar to what we saw last Friday, where it's just a bit of rust, dusting off some of the rust.
Well, here goes Defoe, getting it to Gomez, and Defoe gives it away. Away goes Stout, up that left-hand side for St. Benedict's, looking to play it forward to Bullock. Eventually, it's cleared downfield, but it's going to come right back. Big tussle in the middle of the park there.
Done well.
But coming away with it nicely is John. He plays that ball wide. Metivier on the go, but he falls over as David wins possession, and then they give it away again. This is Stapleton. Looking to make that run going down the right side. Loose ball is picked up by Gomez. Oh, he has a shot from distance, but really and truly, it was not a great shot, had no power, had the direction, but certainly absolutely no power. And he's not certainly not going to be Charles from that kind of distance. So, free kick. Free kick here for St. Benedict's. Well, interestingly, we understand that there's another game postponed today. Fatima against St. Augustine, the outfield. No, we had no rain here, Brent. We could have done with some of that rain because apparently it's a waterlogged outfield. And the game has been called off. Well, it's been really hot up at Arima.
Well, looks like it's a cooling break.
Yeah, because it's been so hot. So the players are just going off to the side for a cooling break. Yeah, so interesting that with the weather we've been having, that the east had so much rain that the ground at St. Augustine was waterlogged. So it's been even Steven so far. I would think possession-wise, Arima North, they are the boys in blue. They would have the possession, more possession than the boys in green. But they haven't really created much. They had a couple shots from outside the box. Jones probably had, there is some of the crowd, the Arima North secondary supporters. Yeah, but when you think about it, Jones had probably the best chance. He was all alone, but wide on the left, went for the far post, and never really hit it good.
Yeah, it's a game that really has lacked direction and a bit of purpose. I think both teams have tried to play to the coach's instructions, or what I believe the coach's instructions are. But I think that added impetus and that added a bit of belief have not been seen today. And that's probably the word that is that underlines this 20 minutes or so. Both teams are not showing enough belief for my part to go out and win a football game. Really looking for the team to take this game by the scruff of the neck and really start going at the opponent. But both teams have almost been in neutral,
yeah,
so to speak.
There we see Coach Wayne Shepherd having a final word with some of his players. But certainly they've been the better team. They've been the better team thus far. And one would hope that we're able to create some chances. That ball cleared away, and it's going to be a throw. I think Niles, Niles, one of the, remember he played wide for St. Benedict's, very speedy individual.
Niles is a chore. Bobcom, just to name a few, some of the names that have certainly left their mark. Tyreek Lee, of course, a captain and talisman for the St. Benedict's team when they ran away with the league.
Shot comes, that's not a bad effort.
It's good hands by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, excellent. Took it down well.
For a minute there, I did think he have had some problems with it, but
he did well in the end.
He did very well.
But here's George and Aguilera. Going to see a tussle between those two this afternoon, for most of the afternoon.
Another look at this here. Hudson on the left foot, and Charles.
Is that Metivier coming inside?
Coming in here, and Charles there with a clean player hands, making sure that there was no spill for Stapleton and Co to latch on to. Hey, well, that's a risky pass in the middle of the field.
Put Pear under some pressure, and in fact, Stapleton wins it. Plays it out wide towards Metivier. Metivier coming in field with it, looking around. He decides to play it back to Gomez, who gives him that backward support. And coming forward as well was Thomas. And eventually, between the three of them, they win a throw. Ball goes all the way back to Hazel. Aguilera has to go back towards Hazel. Thomas. going to be a goal kick. Of course, I like that name, Brent, for Hazel. Ability Hazel. Hazel, the parents must have known when he was first born that he would have had plenty of ability.
Well, so far he's been able to show us that, of course, a young man who was part of the National Under-20 pool. Also, remarkably scored that goal in that 1-1 draw between these same two teams last season. And his brother represented Arima in that national intercol final against St. Anthony's College. So a family that's been part of the fabric of the 60 years of football in secondary schools. And a man that favorite player is Cole Palmer.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
A Chelsea man.
I knew that would have rubbed you in the wrong way as a Liverpool fan.
Well,
that's why I mentioned it.
I know that. I couldn't understand why, but I now understand why. I should have known from the time you mentioned that his favorite player is Cole Palmer. Has not yet off the mark, Brent, in the EPL, Cole Palmer. Well, again, just to let our viewers know that those of you who are looking out or expecting a score from that Fatima game, here is, let's have a look at that free kick. Stapleton just having a little tug, and he's come off the worst for wear because he's gone down. Yeah, and just to let you all know that the field is not waterlogged, it's like a sea out at St. Augustine. You wouldn't, if you're passing and you didn't know it was a football field, you would think it's a pool.
Well, I thought it was St. Augustine Aquatic Center.
Imagine, I can't imagine the amount of rain that has fallen up in the east. Unbelievable. Well, Stapleton is down. He's getting some treatment. Thankfully, he's getting up now. And also, I'm not sure if it's David, the player down. No, yes, it is David from St. Benedict's, but he's also up. So both players now up, but it's going to be a free kick in the meantime. Some of the crowd seems to be more of a Arima North crowd.
They've been unusually quiet, the spectators.
Yeah, they have been. Well,
maybe they have some rust to dust off as well.
Tell you something, I'm not seeing many St. Benedict supporters here, Brent, which is surprising because St. Benedict's always seem to have a large following.
Yeah, no matter where they go.
Well, that header from Jones, but it's going to come right through. I was going to say it was going to come right through to the keeper, but I can't understand why Aguilera allowed it to go. He would have thought, he must have thought somewhere along the line that George got a touch onto that because he was shielding it, going outside, and the ball in fact had come off the head of Jones. So it's going to be a right-sided corner for St. Benedict's.
When obviously when Alexander came for it, I thought he would have collected it for that very said reason. Because you're right, it was always going to be a corner. There was no need to shield it.
So it's going to be a right-sided corner, but taken with the left boot. Seems to be Burke. He's going to take this with the left boot. He plays it short, gets the return, and sends it way over onto the far side. And eventually cleared downfield. And this is a counter. Oh no, he's pushed it too far. I was just about to say the counter is on. Metivier, who had come over onto the left side, picked it up and pushed it just a little too far ahead of him. And so it was cleared, and it's a throw for Arima North. This is Jones being put under some pressure. Eventually, it goes all the way back to Hazel. Ability Hazel. This is Hill playing that ball to Gomez, back to Hill. Gets it towards Thomas. He plays that ball long, looking for Metivier. Hill is there, but he can't get it to Gomez. And George always seems to be free. Didn't control that. Confronted by two players. Plays a lovely 1-2. Goes up the right side. Sends it across. The shot comes. A bit of a fumble. But the shot came there from Bullock. Didn't have any power in it. And luckily, goalkeeper Alexander was diving to his right. Didn't hold on to it cleanly. But there was no on-rushing forward. And so they were able to clean up. but not a bad move. George seems to be one of those players. He loves to go up the right side. What is good about him, Brent, he seems to have room all the time. He's playing away from the defender, so he's 9 out of 10 times he's free. And what is good too, he makes those runs going up the right side.
Yeah, he keeps his width very well, and is very positive in his approach, always looking to take on a defender. In that instance there, it's a good ball back. Just needed a little bit more quality, patience, and of course understanding as to where you are in the box. Because I even think Colin maybe a touch and then pass it into the goal,
Touch, then hit it,
and then hit it would have been better option.
Well, we've been playing for just over 30 minutes now. Still, we await the first goal here at the Arima Velodrome. And probably one of the better chances that Benedict's had. We understand that Malik, is it Malik leading 2-0? So we're going to try and get you some of those results as we go along here, the first day of the Secondary Schools Football League, the Premier Division. 60 years, my oh my. It's been a long time. Thomas. Oh, Hazel, sorry, gets it to Thomas. And Metivier wins it nicely. In the middle of the field is Defoe. Defoe goes wide to Jones. Jones takes it down nicely, looking to take on Fraser. Still Jones gets the better of Fraser. What is he going to do? Plays it in field to no one in particular, and it's cleared. This is Hill. Gomez. Jones wide again.
Offside.
But he's offside.
Yeah. Just straight offside. It's good positive play there by Jones, and that Malik scoreline Colin mentioned, it's 2-0 up against Speyside of Tobago. Another team, Malik, that has been also an important part of the fabric that is secondary schools football.
Ball boy.
A whole host
17,
of
pull back a little bit.
national team players that would have passed through that institution. I'm sure the production time that we have here this afternoon is not enough to even start mentioning some of them.
I can mention two names. Arnold Dorica, he comes to mind immediately, and Sean David. They come to mind immediately. They were the stalwarts. They had a goalkeeper as well, Brent, in the days when I was coaching Fatima. We got to the Intercol final against Malik.
Alfred.
And Alfred. Yeah. He was a dynamite.
Yeah.
He was small.
Santa Cruz, yeah.
He was small, but was dynamite in the goal.
He's actually family with Arnold Dorica.
Is he?
Yeah.
Ah. Because
the La Pastora community in Santa Cruz, Trinidad. Certainly a production line when it comes to football, and you're right, many of them went to Malik.
Malik, yeah. I remember that Intercol final when they scored 2 early goals, and in fact we took over the game and
couldn't get past it.
Just couldn't get, we scored one. The late it was a late goal we scored, and just couldn't get a second one to even carry the game into extra time. He was dynamite. He saved everything except that one goal in the end.
It's got to shoot.
Here's the shot.
It's a goal.
Oh, it just goes wide. Defoe doing all the hard work, cut inside nicely, had a shot, went just wide.
Yeah, I thought when he got in with some space to have a clear view of goal right about here, I thought he would have at least hit the target minimum requirement. Went for power, the young man, which is obviously the right thing to do. But if you're going for power, you've got to make sure that you work the goalkeeper and or keep it on frame. He did neither there, and the ball just whizzed past wide. It's a good opportunity for Arima North, asking questions.
His coach, Wayne Shepherd, of course. So here is St. Benedict's on the go. As that ball is played wide, George finds room again behind Aguilera, who's giving chase. Sends it across. Eventually, it's cleared downfield. But Unfortunately, here's a long range shot, not a bad effort. Seems to come there from Pear, but goes just over the bar. So don't miss the excitement of the SSFL and the SportsMax app. Download from the App Store or the Google Play Store. Catch all the league action and updates on the SportsMax app. Here is the ball played back into the middle to Gomez. Aguilera has to go back to Hazel, plays that ball forward, but it comes right back to George, harassed by Aguilera. Plays a good ball into the middle, and a shot again from Pear. He likes these long range shots, but not getting it on target. Coming up just after 35 and a half minutes gone. Still goalless here. Game opening up slightly. As coming forward with it is John.
Seems to be a player down in the middle of the park.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's, I'm looking to see if it could be Bullock. No, it might very well be Bullock who is down. Anderson Benedict's player down at the back as well. So the physio has got some work to do, but they're dealing with this player down. There is the Arima North bench.
Very experienced bench.
Yeah.
See, Fonset, their goalkeeping coach, man, who needs no introduction. Again, we're showing that just a bit of freeing arms there by Stapleton. Again, not.
Seems to be Bullock, Brent.
Yeah, it's Bullock. It don't seem like there's malicious intent in it, but still enough to cause Bullock some distress and have the ice bag on it as well.
Some players that were absolutely brilliant. Headed away. Jones is not going to get it, but he's going to take the throw. That's a great ball back to Jones, but Fraser intercepts, comes off of Jones, and even though the header comes, but the assistant referee flag was up before Jones had even crossed the ball to indicate that it's going to be a goal kick for St. Benedict's.
I tell you what, give Charles credit. Somehow he managed to scramble to get across to make that save. And she doesn't look too impressed with that save at all. Probably a Arima North supporter. More interested in the beverage that's been had. I see an offside called eventually. Jones gets it across to Stapleton. But look at Charles there scrambling across to keep that out the goal. He's shown a solid pair of hands so far, Colin.
He has, you know, and both keepers, they've dealt with whatever has come their way. And to be honest, not much has come their way.
Yeah.
But here's Aguilera getting that ball down towards John. Big tussle now in the middle, but Defoe comes away with it.
Done well.
Gets it back towards Thomas. There is Ability Hazel. Sends a nice long ball looking for Jones, headed forward by Fraser. George is not going to get there, and it's going to be a through for Arima North. So Aguilera with the throw. Sends it downfield looking for Jones. Comes off of Fraser and flicked on. This is Bullock. Goes wide to George. Looking to play it back to Bullock, but in fact, it was intercepted by Robertson, gets it to George. George looking to take on Hazel. Hazel comes away with it, but George fighting back. As real tussle between Hazel and George. Eventually, Hazel sent a long ball downfield. Stapleton is challenging. Fraser gets there before and plays it into what's David, who plays another long ball over to the far side. Burke is looking to make the run, but it's picked up by Thomas, and he plays it out. It's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. So here is St. Benedict's coming up to just 40 minutes gone. We have 5 minutes left, and whatever added on time there may be. Stapleton does well, wins it, sends Jones on a run. Fraser coming back. Still Jones in possession, but across comes David, wins it, plays it back upfield, but the referee in the meantime has blown for a foul on David, and it's going to be a free kick for Arima North.
Of course, there's news of San Juan North leading by 1-0 against Queens Royal College. That's an interesting scoreline. We've seen teams, San Juan North led the table for quite some time last season. Had a strong start. Of course, the opener last season was this very St. Benedict's team against San Juan North, and an instant classic, I like to call those games.
But again, San Juan North,
it fizzled out at the end.
Linden Sween, Quashi, they had some really good players. We'll have to wait and see if Linden Sween has gone back to San Juan North and what the situation is with them. But you would expect them to be there or thereabouts
as well,
QRC had a really good intercall, and we got to the North Zone final and lost to St. Anthony's. But in league-wise, they were sort of very inconsistent.
Very inconsistent,
There's a long ball played. Fraser in possession, plays it nicely in field. Bullock has to play towards Pear. He goes wide to Sones. There was Barrow playing that ball wide, looking for Burke. And eventually Gomez is coming away with it.
Too much on it.
Yeah, too much on it. It's going to be a goal kick for St. Benedict's.
Yeah, we've seen that on a couple of occasions where players may have been better suited making a different decision. Passes harder, played a little bit harder than required. And it's probably resulting in why we've seen such little goal mouth action in this game so far. Both teams have really struggled in their attacking zones with the quality necessary to be able to get shots on goal.
That's right. So very true. Very little attacking. Here is St. Benedict's. They're going to come forward through Bullock. Flicks it on nicely there towards Stout. But Arima North winning. This is Jones, but George coming back to put in a challenge. Eventually, Bullock playing it towards George. He can't keep it. Aguilera, as a matter of fact, is going to be a free kick for Arima North. Assistant referee indicating that there was a foul on Jones, and it's going to be a free kick. So it's going to be a goal kick for Arima North just in the final minute of this first half. So here's Jones in possession. This is Stapleton. Looking to go wrong. David. Corner for Arima North, left-sided corner. We are just about 30 seconds and whatever added on time the referee decides on. That's well taken down by Hazel, sends it forward. Lovely ball. Taken down on the chest here now. Aguilera was playing it right over. So we have 4 minutes of added on time. And it's going to be a throw for Arima North. We are into the added on time. Gomez plays it nicely into Hill. Hill has the shot. Not a great shot. Goes high over the bar, and it's going to be a goal kick for St. Benedict's. No goals yet. But really, the two teams haven't enjoyed real attacking football. They've been well organized, both teams at the back, and the forwards just didn't have an answer. There's some of the spectators looking on at the proceedings here at the Arima Velodrome. Heads go up. Good header by Thomas. John playing that ball wide, looking for Jones. Comes all the way back towards Aguilera. This is Hill getting a good ball going forward. Leaves it for Gomez. Playing it through, looking for Hill to make that, for John, sorry, to make that run. And was hit a little too hard and went all the way through to goalkeeper Charles. Barrow looking to go forward with it, but has to come back. Gets it to Pear. Pear looking for George. Seems to be always free, but this one was hit a little too straight as George was making that run beyond Aguilera. Gomez nicely goes wide, but it's intercepted by Sones. Throw for Arima North. Thomas with the throw. Gets the return ball. Gets it into the box. But Fraser is there. Clears it upfield to no one in particular. And Arima North will come forward again with it. Oh, that's not a bad effort, just over the bar. Gomez took it nicely flicked it over the head of the opposing midfielder. And it went over his head. He hit it with that left foot of his. There is Gomez. Christon Gomez. He hit it hard. Just didn't keep it down. Just flicking it over the head of Bullock and having the shot, and it went just over the bar. So we've played the 4 minutes of added on time, and the referee has decided that's that. He's blown the whistle to indicate we're at the half here at the Arima Velodrome in this opening round of the Secondary Schools Football League. The game between Arima North Secondary and St. Benedict's College. It's goalless at the moment here at half time. It's been a pretty even game, but you have to think that Arima North has had a little slightly more of the possession, but in saying that, they haven't created all that much chances. Both keepers have had very little to do, and whatever little they had to do, they've been able to do it pretty well. So that's the situation here. At half-time, it's Arima North Secondary 0, St. Benedict's College 0. We'll take a break and come back here at the Arima Velodrome.
Welcome to SSFL Premiership.
Welcome back here to the Arima Velodrome. It's the Secondary Schools Football League. We're at the half. It's Arima North Secondary against St. Benedict's College. And as you can see, it's a goalless half at the moment. Let's have a look at the highlights. And the game started with Arima North with the kickoff, but it was St. Benedict's who had the first shot. But a wayward shot that really there was no problems for the goalkeeper. And then the ball played to Jones. This was one of the good chances in that first half. He hit it wide. He aimed for the far post. It was not a cross. He looked up, but then he saw he was all alone. He took a touch and aimed for the far post, but it went just wide. And then another shot there, not a bad effort coming from Gomez. And it brought the best out of the keeper. And he was diving to his right to hold on to it. And then this was George going up the right side for St. Benedict's, laid it back. Bullock had the shot, but really it was a tame one. Then a shot coming, not a bad effort as well. That shot coming from Defoe for Arima North, but going just wide. Long shot from Pear. He had a couple shots from distance, didn't get it on target, went for power, but unfortunately went just over the bar. There is again Pear looking to have a crack, but going over the bar, not troubling the keeper. So you could see him probably saying that he had nobody to pass it to. That's why he went for goal. But then Gomez with a good shot just over the bar. He did all the hard work. He flicked it over the head of Bullock, hit it with the left foot, and it went just over the bar. So that was it, a goalless at the half. An encounter that really and truly, we saw a lot of midfield play by both teams. I think Arima North had a little bit more of the possession. They were knocking the ball around. They had Mitivier wide. But let's have a look at the stats. That should tell us a little bit more. Arima North, 5 shots to 3 from Benedict's, 2 shots on target as opposed to 1, 4 fouls to 5. No yellow cards, no red cards, 1 corner apiece. But look at the possession, 59-41, runs into the box, 3 from Benedict's and 1 from Arima North. So as I suggested, certainly a game that dominated so far in terms of possession, guys, by Arima North. Not much chances, shots from distance, and most of them going over the bar.
Yeah, thank you for that breakdown, Colin, and for all the highlights and stats. I just want to ask you quickly before you go, don't think you're getting away. How do you think the second half will play out?
I think it's going to be much more of the same. I don't expect both these teams. They're pretty well organized at the back. You know, you see them when they lose possession of the ball, they tend to regroup quickly. What I like about Arima North in particular, they're playing with the wide men. They're playing with Jones on one side, Metivier on the other side, and they're trying to stretch that St. Benedict's defense. I think they're going to do much more of the same, and it's just a matter of whether they can create 1 or 2 chances, because honestly, guys, we haven't seen many chances.
Absolutely. Thanks once again, Colin. Brent, from a tactical point of view, what's been working for both teams, what hasn't been?
Yeah, before we dive into the tactical side of things, I think both teams have really lacked genuine quality from the attacking side of things, particularly when they get into their various attacking thirds. But when it comes down to, of course, the actual bringing the ball out of the back, I think that's where Arima North could be a little bit better. Something I picked up on, particularly with the likes of Aguilera and, of course, Gomez, Aguilera and Thomas at the back 3. Their spacing needs to be a bit bigger. The gap in between needs to be a bit bigger. And, of course, that allows the likes of Gomes and Hill, the 2 central midfielders, who can't pick the ball. In this instance here, where Thomas plays it back, look at the position of Hill and of course Gomez in the middle. They need to find themselves that space between the centre half and the back three, the deep line centre half and the right side. It needs to be a bit bigger. Here again, another instance of it. Look at where Gomez is. He has to play in those pockets, avoid those long passes coming out. That, of course, worked in that instance. Again, look at the space in here as well. It's not big enough, so it's easy for the defender to close down both players. One defender to close on both players. The spacing needs to be better. And again there, in that instance, because the spacing is not big enough, it allows defenders to close them down. And that's just something I picked up. Outside of that, it has been quite good from Arima now and quite solid from Benedict College. We just need a bit more quality in the attacking thirds.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see how it all plays out. One way to keep track of that is by, of course, downloading the SportsMax app. All of the SSFL action on there. You could download it, iPhone, Android, whatever you have. Go and download the SportsMax app to keep up with all SSFL action. But as of now, it is 0-0 between Arima North Secondary and St. Benedict's College. And when we return, it'll be second half action here at the Arima Velodrome.
Welcome to SSFL Premiership.
Welcome back here to the Arima Velodromes. Well, we don't need the lights here this evening because this game should be finished well before 6 o'clock. But we are the half. It's Arima North 0, St. Benedict's College 0. And we've seen a lot of midfield action in the first half. No real clear-cut chances by these two teams. But before the game started, we did see that both St. Benedict's and Arima North, in particular Arima North, very good defensively. They're well organized. When they lose the ball, they get back in good defensive positions. And a lot of their problems last year stem from them not scoring enough goals. But they're a dangerous team. You know, when if they do sneak a goal, it's hard sometimes to get back at them. And St. Benedict's team this year doesn't seem to have the flair that they possess over the last couple of years. We talked about players like Niles, Ochoa, Lee, Garcia, players with a lot of flair, a lot of individual ability, running at defenders, taking them on, putting together 1-2 passes. We're not seeing that of this St. Benedict's team. Seems a much younger team, a team that feeling their way into the first game. And you could say the same of Arima North, but they're playing how we expected them to play, Arima North. They're pretty well organized, as we keep saying, defensively. They're going to build from the back. We see them playing these balls out from the back with Thomas, Hazel, Aguilera, and Gomez. We see Jones wide, Metivier wide, looking to get it to those players, and then Stapleton coming through the middle. But we'll have to wait and see what this second half brings. So we're just about getting set for action in this second half. And it's going to be St. Benedict's with the touch. Seems to be Bullock who is going to be touching off. Is it Bullock or is it Stout? But here is the ball played wide. Header, good header there coming from Thomas. And it's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. Soanes is going to take it. Headed out again by Thomas, the skipper. Both skippers, number 4, Garrick Thomas for Arima North and Adam Pear for St. Benedict's. Ball played inside by Metivier. Stapleton. Oh, this is a lovely run from Defoe. But pushed it a little too far ahead of him. And Soanes eventually clears it. It's going to be a throw for Arima North. So Thomas with the throw. Looking around, looking for some movement. Gets it forward towards Stapleton, but he loses out. And eventually the ball goes to Hazel, who also plays it out. And the throw, quickly taken. Gets it to Soanes. Headed forward. And eventually kicked hard and away by Aguilera. And it's going to be a throw. Going to be a free kick for Arima North. So this is Arima North in possession. With Hazel, he goes wide towards Aguilera, back to long searching ball there. The keeper is coming. Oh, Jones got there before him, but just couldn't get it on target. Bad error of judgment on the part of Charles. Jones is down, and I think it's he's been given a card, has he? Yeah, goalkeeper Charles has been given a card. He was late, wasn't he?
He ventured a long way out of the goal. And even in that instance where he was given a card, I just don't see the sense in why he made the challenge, because Jones had already made an attempt on goal, so there was no need for Charles to make that error. He's apologizing to everyone on the field, off the field, and around the field. But it was a horrendous mistake for a goalkeeper that has had a very solid first half.
Yeah, but you just knew, Brent, that there's confirmation of the yellow card. You knew he wasn't going to get there. I mean, where was he going? He must have reached a stage where he said, hey, and just, as they say, pull a brakes, because he just was not going to get there. But he continued at his run, and then he just clattered into Jones. So it's going to be a free kick for Arima North. Let's see who's going to take it. Is it Gomez? It seems to be Gomez. It is Gomez.
Yeah, it's Gomez over this.
It's gone over onto that far side. Remember, we did a player profile with Gomez earlier on before kickoff.
Yeah, it's a very cultured right foot, Colin.
Yeah,
I expect him to try to go up and over. It's a difficult skill, but let's see what young Gomez can come up with.
Well, let's see. Here is Gomez with a kick. Not a bad effort, but straight to Charles. He had some difficulty in holding on to it, but didn't have all that much power. It was on target, but didn't have the kind of power that is needed, Brent, for him to get that ball into the back of the net.
Well, I just wonder how much the sun played in that part for him not collecting the ball cleanly. So I was looking at him trying to obviously adjust his sight with that sun glaring straight into his face. Well, nevertheless, he was able to hold on to it, which is the most important thing.
Barrow played that ball forward there towards George. George has come more in, was so effective, I thought, wide on the right. But he's sort of come in field now. But this is Hill playing that ball forward towards Defoe. Defoe goes back to Gomez. Hill.
I think that's one of the challenges that Arima North has. I see Defoe picks the ball up on that side, but that's not what you need, where you need him, Colin, your number 10. You want him playing in the half spaces in and around the center of the park. He drifts outside. I think that's why they're a little bit thin in some of the things that they do. If he can pick the ball up on a half turn in those little pockets, I think it would do Arima North a lot better.
Well, a yellow card there given to Fraser for that challenge. It's going to be a free kick. The free kick has already been taken. The ball played forward. This is a chance here for St. Benedict's, but they give it away. Well, just not holding on to possession. Lovely turn from John. Goes over onto that far side. As looking to come forward there with it. And the ball played out, and it's going to be a throw.
I've seen some more halftime scores, Colin, and Presentation College. Yeah, 2 goals up against Miracle Ministries, a newly promoted team from Central Trinidad. And St. Anthony's College have now won 4 goals to nil against St. Mary's College.
That's not good news. That's not
good news at all for St. Mary's. These are all halftime scores, by the way.
And we've seen a substitute. Didn't make it out at the time, Brent, but I think Keston Richards has come on and has replaced Dimitri Jones. So they're made a substitution. Richards for Jones. That ball played out onto the far side. That's Richards.
It's a foul. Wow, I'm surprised it's not given.
So a goal kick for St. Benedict's. We've been playing for just about coming up to, there's a confirmation of the substitution. Richards on, Jones off.
I'm surprised to see Jones go off unless it's an injury.
I thought that the clash he had with the goalkeeper.
He's not recovered from it.
Yeah, could have come off the worst for that.
Had a very impressionable first half.
Yeah. Well, Richard seems to have taken up that position, so could very well be a like-for-like change.
Yeah.
Here's St. Benedict's again with Barrow.
Good skill.
Eventually, Bullock plays it all the way back. This is Soanes.
Excellent pass.
Good ball indeed. Getting it to Robertson.
He's offside. Yeah.
Offside.
Just straight a bit offside. I think he was looking for that pass a little bit earlier. And when it didn't come, he ended up straying offside. That's really been the storyline of this game so far. Teams looking okay in the middle of the park, coming out of the back, but once they get into their respective attacking thirds, they just lack the quality, the vision, the imagination, and the creativity. As we have confirmation of the yellow card, Fraser of St. Benedict's College receiving those honors.
So 2 St. Benedict's players so far in the referee's bad books.
We just think, Colin, that this game is crying out for someone to take it by the scruff of the neck, to go out there and try to win it. Yes, both teams are putting the energy and the effort in it, but it needs a next level. And both teams haven't been able to show that so far, which is a bit surprising.
Yeah,
I know it's the first day, but still.
There are some quality players on the field, but they've not been able to express themselves. Let me put it like that.
Yeah. And I think the reason why they have not been able to do that, because the collective support needed to do it is not there.
That's right. Well, here's Gomez. Looking to get that's a
ball.
Really good ball to Metivi. He's challenged by Soanes.
Oh, that's good.
That's lovely. Gets it through the legs and coming back to that wasn't Soanes, my apologies. In fact, looking to put in that challenge.
Tell you what, this could be dangerous. Yeah,
He
struggled.
Gets his hands onto it.
Yeah, he didn't look comfortable with the ball coming up. Again, I question whether or not the sun is playing a part in any of this.
Yeah, again, I just want to apologize to Soanes for that ball through his legs. It was actually Robertson and not Soanes. So
I think the last thing he
wanted. Soanes, please forgive me.
Oh, look at that for a bit of skill there by Metiven. You're right, he had to correct the name because the last thing he wants to be is part of a SportsMax app moment highlight reel or something like that with his name being called.
That's why
the ball put through his legs.
That's why I apologize.
Courtesy of Colin Murray.
Okay. No further comment. In the meantime, see Metivier down. So don't miss the excitement of the SSFL on the SportsMax app. Download from the App Store, the Google Play Store. Catch all the league action and updates on the SportsMax app. You can certainly catch all the action on the SportsMax app. There is the players just going towards their bench and getting a little refreshment. Just about 10 and a half minutes gone so far in the second half. Still no goals yet here. But elsewhere, Brent, St. Anthony's having a field day, 4-0. Presentation 2, Miracle Ministries 0. Then Sawan North 2, QRC 0. So there are goals around.
Let's go on to 5
What's
now.
happening with St. Mary's? It's not a great start to the season. I'm sure a lot of the old boys would be very disappointed.
I'm sure you'll be quite quick to let them know that they should be disappointed.
Yeah. Any St. Mary's past student. Arima being held 0-0 by East Mukarapu. So that's a good result so far for East Mukarapu. Again, we're not sure of the strength of these teams and how many players they lost last year to this year. So, but just in terms of Arima being held by East Bucarapo, you have to think that so far it's a pretty good result for East Bucarapo.
Yeah. Of course, earlier, Malik was ahead of Speyside. This game has been played in Tobago. That's good results so far for Malik.
Tell you what, Brent, I would love to see the Tobago teams get a little bit more, how should I put it, a little bit more challenging. You know, we have seen the Tobago teams over the last couple of years not being as strong in terms of you know, challenging for a title. And that's my concern. I would love to see a little bit of a turnaround with that.
Well, I saw last night that Coach Bertil Sinclair, of course, famously known as the head coach for Dwight York, receiving an award last night on behalf of the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association. And on your point, Colin, he was responsible for that Signal Hill team that, of course, had dominated college football for quite some time. I was told that in those times he got the best of Tobago. I think what is happening now is the talent in Tobago is being split across the couple of schools that are in the Premiership division. So it's not necessarily the best of Tobago, all due respect to the Tobago teams that are in this competition. It's now, of course, players being split around. That speaks to the acumen and, of course, the trust that so many players have shown to Coach Sinclair in going to Signal Hill. And he had some really talented players. Of course, we talked about Dwight York, Colvin Hutchinson, of course, to name a few, Roberts, Duncan,
So you're still
Burke brothers. No.
Yeah, actually, Brent, when I was coaching Fatima, I beat him twice in a season, and they still won the league. I was able to go to Tobago and
Not many could say that, Colin.
and beat him 2-0, and unfortunately we dropped stupid points along the way, and they still won the league by 1 point. Was it 1 point or goal difference, something like that? But the mere fact is that they won the league. And of course, players of the nature of Dwight York, Colvin Hutchinson, just to name two.
Yeah. Over many
Yeah.
many players that would have come out from under that.
Well, Métivier is being substituted.
Be another injury situation.
Off for Arima North. And,
Doesn't look like he's moving too comfortable. Métivier, we just had him in the screen. It's confirmation of that substitution. Caleb on, Métivier off. Another player, Métivier, who has had a very good first half. Seems like St. Benedict's is preparing a triple substitution.
yeah. So we have the, let's just slow things down. St. Benedict's Stout is off, and Young. Okay, we just await the confirmation of those substitutes. So Young comes on for Stout. Then we have Philip coming on for George. And David for Bullock. So those are the substitutions for St. Benedict's. As the ball is played all the way back to goalkeeper Charles. Long ball.
As well read by Thomas.
Yep. Headed out by Thomas. And it's going to be a throw for Benedict. No goals yet. Just past the hour mark. 62 minutes coming up to 63 minutes. Brent, where's that first goal going to come from?
Well, I was just about to comment on the fact that both sets of defensive have been rock solid. albeit, of course, all due respect, both attacking forces, they've not had much to deal with, but what they've dealt with, Colin, they've done it superbly well.
This is Hill playing that ball right across, but it's one here and played forward. This is not a bad ball. Let's see what is he going to do with it.
Done well.
Sends it across and the goalkeeper is there.
Yeah, that's good goalkeeping.
Not a bad effort there by Barrow as he sent it across field, but goalkeeper Alexander was very much on top of it. So Barrow was down, obviously with cramp. And that's the problem. You're going to see a lot of that, Brent, early.
We saw it on Friday in the Fatima College game against Presentation, and they couldn't raise up of the season, the NGC Cup, where players are still struggling and to find their game fitness. As I mentioned on Friday, Colin, you could run as many hills as you want. There's no substitution to playing that actual 90 minutes plus.
So very true.
And that's fitness that comes over time. Your body gets acclimatized to it. Certainly not a bad turnout here. You talked about the St. Benedict's fans. There they are.
Yeah.
Probably a bit slow coming out of that Laramie Road into Gulf City and up the highway.
Tell you what, the traffic is unbelievable at times.
Probably caught in that freak rainstorm that clearly we didn't see.
Yeah, boy, that's so very true, Brent. I don't know where that rain came from, but that St. Augustine ground looked like a pool. I mean, didn't look like a football field.
No, not at all.
Unbelievable.
Well, it's roughly about 10 or 15 miles away from here. And
we had no rain. As a matter of fact, it was boiling sun.
Yeah.
I heard you were complaining all the time about the sun.
Well, I was just passing on the message that you sent to me about how hot it is in here.
Absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, it's not a bad turnout. Arima North,
Spectators.
they've got quite a good turnout here for them. And of course, they're home.
Yeah, it's a venue that traditionally for Arima, of course, before the change in the name schools, they were Arima Secondary, Arima Senior Comprehensive, sorry. And this venue would be ram jam anytime they played. Of course, the format back then, Colin, was zonal. And you would see the East Zone, South Zone, North Zone, Central, and Tobago. Of course, when you talk about the East Zone, you talk about famous encounters like Arima versus El Dorado, known as the Blue Thunder.
Blue Thunder with Stern John.
Stern John, to name a few, against Arima with the likes of deceased Mickey Trotman.
Was Michael Grayson the coach at one time for Arima?
Yes, for Arima, yeah.
Michael, then he moved on to QRC. Remember Michael Grayson there being the coach. But you're right, in those days too, the Central Zone wasn't
as strong.
They were more into with the South, and there was no Central Zone. There was North, South, East,
and Tobago. Yeah, Central Zone was new.
You had the winner and runner-up, and the winner from
Big
Tobago
Seven.
in a Big Seven.
Yeah.
And unbelievable, some of those games.
Of course, St. Augustine Senior as well.
Yeah. And who can forget, just before that, Brent, you had John Donaldson and San Fernando Tech. I remember we got into we had a game, I can't remember exactly what could have been a league game. And we were playing San Fernando Tech at Skinner Park. And I think San Fernando Tech in 80 minutes had 80 shots on goal. And Fatima had one, and we just kept defending. Ball would hit in the bar, the post, and in the 85th minute, 5 minutes of added on time, they scored. I mean, but they were all national players.
Yeah.
Marvin Foster.
Leon St. Louis.
Yeah, Leon St. Louis.
Dexter Francis.
Yeah. But it was, I had a word with the then referee. Not a very pleasant word with him.
You wouldn't do such a thing.
Yeah, I had a pleasure because he played 8 minutes of added on time. and I couldn't understand where he got 8 minutes from. And they scored in about the 6 or 7 minutes of added on time. And then he blew off the game. So after the game, I had a quiet word with him. And I can't remember his response.
It certainly wasn't a pleasant one.
No, but I was soon facing the wrath of the disciplinary committee.
Of the SSFL.
Yeah, but I got away. I got away scot-free. But here's a free kick, just reminiscing a bit on old times.
And it is 60
years.
Correct.
60 years of history.
Very
Nice
time.
ball into the area, headed away.
It would be very interesting, Colin, if almost a summary would be done of some of the schools that have left an imprint but are no longer here.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think of John Donaldson Technical and San Fernando Technical?
Yeah.
Those were two schools that certainly left their mark in secondary schools football. Of course, Shiva Boys of more current history as other team. Tranquility, Belmont.
Yep, that's right.
They won an intercal with the likes of Marvin Joseph and Colin Roberts, coached by Lyric Lobo Joseph.
I remember before that they had some epic encounters with St. Mary, Belmont Secondary. Ron Laforêt and Lennox Laforêt represented Belmont, Wayne Lewis. And
Big Boot Ghana.
Yeah, they had some epic encounters with St. Mary's. Of course, and that St. Mary's, some of the crowd again at the game. Not a bad turnout at the Velodrome. And again, the players now are feeling the effects of this weather. There's the Arima Secondary, North Secondary.
I'm surprised how quiet they are. They're normally a boisterous bunch. I remember the Intercal final last year in the Larry Gomes Stadium. It was almost deafening. We couldn't hear ourselves. Again, it's
I think it's early days.
Early days. They're still shaking off the dust, but it's good to see such a big turnout here at Arima Velodrome.
There's a ball boy showing off some of his skills.
Maybe a future Dial Dynamo player.
Could very well be.
And certainly, of course, on Saturday, I had the pleasure of interviewing two stalwarts of South football, also Presentation College in the historic Skinner's Park, and we reminisce a lot on the type of games that was played in that venue. Of course, one of them was an Arima Senior Comprehensive against St. Benedict. That game played twice because of a crowd turnout and support. You couldn't play the game, couldn't get into the ground. Well over 17,000 persons there at that Skinner Park venue. Brought back a lot of memories.
Again, Brent, in the old days, you used to have replays.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, another one I could never forget, QRC against John Donaldson. Game played at the Oval. Yeah. John Donaldson came away triumphantly. His confirmation of the substitution, Oliveira on, and
Aguilera off.
Aguilera off.
Surprising. That's just a change in formation.
Ball cleared upfield. Soons is going to collect.
That's poor. That's really poor.
Giving it away to Stapleton. This is the Foo. Long ball.
That's a good ball.
Trying to get John going. John has come over to the right side.
That's a bit harsh.
He's won the free kick though, John.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit harsh because I felt that defender Robertson had done more than enough to win the ball, and he was being tugged, but of course, the officials are in a much better position. As we have another look at it here, just felt there Robertson done enough, but a judge to probably exerting too much pressure there. That's a good ball.
Goes a little, just overhit a little bit by Gomez and goes out. It's going to be a goal kick.
Well, I'm looking at several of the players gesticulating to Gomez that they wanted it more central, and he put it back post. So I don't know if it was cross in communication. But certainly in those situations, Colin, there's always the old hand signal, up or down.
That's right.
Or touch the head or touch the chin. Never remember those calls when I played. I just used to run into the box.
Eventually played out there by Oliveira. He's come on for Aguilera. Eventually it's going to be a through for Arima. Well, they're still here at the Velodrome. There's Coach Randolph's voice in the background. It's actually a free kick given for the foul, not the throw. And they're going to leave it to Hazel. Oliveira, or is he going to? Yes, he is leaving it for Hazel. Plays it nicely into the middle of the field to Hill. Goes wide towards John. Chipped forward by Thomas. Back to John. John looking to turn with it nicely. Confronted by Robertson. Sends it infield.
Got to finish.
Oh, just couldn't get the shot away. Well, he got a shot away, but
wasn't the type of shot he wanted.
well, here's the shot now, but straight to the keeper. Shot coming there from Thomas.
Oh, he looks offside.
That's not a bad ball.
Onside there.
Yeah, he's onside. I said Benedict's coming wide with Robertson.
Yeah, I just thought Gomez with that attempt there, or muffed attempt, I should say. The type of technical ability that he has, I thought he would have struck that a lot cleaner. Unfortunately, because I felt that there was enough time for him to really get a hold of it.
Well, here is St. Benedict's again, trying to put things together. David couldn't get the shot away. It bounces off of him, actually. Eventually, it's cleared upfield. Can't be kept in. And it's going to be a throw. Hill couldn't keep it in. John, sorry, couldn't keep it in. Swords with the throw. Ball played forward there. Here is St. Benedict's with Robertson. Playing it further forward. And eventually, the ball had come to Barrow. Still Barrow in possession and trying to get the better of Gomez. It comes off of Gomez, and Barrow has got a corner for St. Benedict's. We have been playing 75 minutes now. We are in the final 15 minutes. No goals yet here at the Arima Velodrome. It's been two well-disciplined, organized defenses that can't be broken down. And that ball goes straight into the arms of goalkeeper Charles or goalkeeper Alexander. And another player goes down. Looks to be Gomez.
It has been a humid day, Colin, yes, and of course, cramp really comes from a lack of fluid, the losing of fluids, I should say, excessive losing of fluids, and it just feels that these players are now getting their body accustomed to losing the type of fluids that they would lose. But it has been, you must mention, it has been a very, very hot day.
Well, I was about to say that, Brent, because of the nature of the weather. It's been so hot that you know, and you're not surprised that you talk about body fluids being lost, because of, and that's why you have this cooling break.
Yeah.
You know, but even that, it's
not enough.
Yeah. Gomez down. At least he's sitting up, which is good news.
I looked at CONCACAF Nations League game recently, Colin, and saw two teams play at 11 a.m. That game was Bermuda. They came up against Dominican Republic. I had to switch the TV on and off to make sure I was seeing the right thing. I just can't fathom playing
at 11 o'clock
an international football game at 11 a.m.
Unless you're playing in England and it's winter.
Well, and the earliest I've ever played in England was at 12 o'clock.
Remember, Brett, when I first went up to England and playing for the, well, I wasn't playing football, I played cricket at university level, but they were short one day in football. They were short. So they said, hey, Murray, come and get a game. And actually, it was a practice game, but they won't. Brett, I tell you, it was almost like playing on ice. I mean, it was unbelievable. Of course, that was, I played 3 games at that point in time. First, last, and never again. In the winter, at least. But here is good run coming there, but can't get the better of this Arima North well-organized defense. Ball played to David. This is Elijah David. He was looking to play the ball through, hoping that the man who's come on as a sub was going to make the run, but certainly was not able to do that. That is Ruben Phillip. Phillip, who has come on as a sub. He was wanting that ball to be played more through the middle.
When you look at this Benedict's team, of course, we remarked on the fact that it doesn't have the individual talents that we saw over the last 2 years or so in Benedict's College. But what they've lacked in that department, they've certainly shown a lot of tenacity and willingness to stop this Arima North team. They've tackled, harried, hustled, and they've really made this game very, very difficult for Arima North.
Well, Arima North, they will have a throw. Still no goals yet. Ball goes back to Oliveira. Headed away. Here is Phillip. Being harassed by Hill. Hill does well. Turns nicely with it.
It's a good poor touch there. Gomez.
Phillip again losing out. Hill will go forward with it. Ball played to Gomez. He goes wide towards Young. The ball played in or goes wide towards Richards. And he can't do very much with it. Goes out of play. Richards couldn't control it. And it's going to be a goal kick for St. Benedict. I think both teams now, Brent, will be quite happy with a point.
Yeah, I think so. I think especially from the way this game has gone, both teams have really struggled to find any offensive cutting edge.
I remember somebody asked me before the game what I thought, and I told them, well, 0-0 or 1-1. And
I don't remember you saying that.
I didn't say it to you, but you would have obviously challenged.
Well, I did, and you did say it, and I did say that you were sitting on the fence.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. I'm not reminded. Yes, I did say that. Because, and the only reason, Brent, is I just felt both these teams, they were so well organized, and unless you have sort of individual brilliance from one or two players, it's difficult to break them down.
I did think, and I didn't give a remark then, but I can say now, I did feel that Arima North would have possibly gone on to
win it.
Simply because I felt St. Benedict's were missing too many players from last season.
Well, it can still happen because we're talking 10 minutes still to go.
Of course.
So it can, either of these teams can grab a winner. And I would think one goal would do it. But here goes Oliveira. Nice long searching ball. Getting it into the middle. Stapleton picks it up. Goes wide to Richards. What is he going to do? Cutting in field with it. Plays it in. This is Defoe with the shot. It's not a good one. Headed away. This is Hill. The shot comes over the bar. Well. Shot there coming from one of the substitutes, Caleb. And he hit it high over the bar. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the SportsMax moment. And of course,
bit of trickery
through the legs of Robertson. Get it right. And
bit of skill there by the young man. Yep. Flicks it through the leg. That is your SportsMax app moment.
That's certainly
good skill by Multiver.
Here goes. This is a good run. This could be dangerous for Arima North. The shot came.
Yeah, should have done better, really.
Good save in the end from Alexander, left-handed with the one hand. Substitute confirmation. Stapleton is off and Hines is on.
That's a good ball there by Gomez.
This is John.
There's too much room for the defender. He did well at the end.
Yep.
He was getting a bit stretched now.
Yep, we've only got
crunch time.
We've got just 7.5 minutes to go. 2 players down at both ends of the field.
In both instances there, I think that first original opportunity for St. Benedict's College that fell to Robinson.
Yeah.
Just needed to put it to any side.
Any side, yeah.
goalkeeper Alexander. Instead, he shoots it direct. Now, it's a good save by Alexander, as you rightfully mentioned, Colin, but maybe either side of Alexander would have nestled into the back of the net, and then on the other, following up opportunity for Arima North. He just really lacked that conviction to get past his defender, and wasn't able to put it into in any type of zone. Mikhail John. He is now. You would think, Colin, any goal by either team would certainly be a winner.
Well, you see the referee is asking, just looking to see. It's John down on one end. I'm just looking to see who is the player down.
I think it's Robertson.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It's Robertson. So he's back up, which is...
But John isn't. It looks like his day is done.
Yeah. John has come off the field. And the referee sprinting back up the field.
Seems like a substitute for that man there in your screen is being alerted.
Yeah.
The axe to strip off and get ready. It's unfortunate for John.
Well, here's Caleb with the...
It's not a bad ball.
Headed, but headed out.
Did get up there. He did get the right height, Colin, but just couldn't get
the power or the direction.
Power, correct. Who do you think would be the happy of the two, Colin, if this scoreline remains the same?
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think both teams would go away, you know, pretty happy with the point, and take some positives out of it. I think both teams can say, well, defensively they've been good, but here goes Hines, the man who has come on as a substitute for Stapleton, fresh legs and trying to get his way, make his way through the defense, and in the end there was a foul and it's a free kick. So there's Hines, the man who's come on as a substitute. Another substitute coming on for Arima North. It seems to be Joshua Malchan. So Malchan is on and Hill is off.
They've been solid, St. Benedict's, especially Adam Pierre and Isaha David at the back, the two centre halves. Solid St. Benedict's approach. And
actually, Brent, it's John who I think has come off. We'll get confirmation of that.
For Arima, yeah.
For Malchan, for Arima North. We'll get confirmation of that substitution in a minute. But here's a right-sided corner for St. Benedict's. Burke
Not
with
a bad
it.
ball at all.
Not a bad ball. Headed straight to the keeper.
Tell you what.
Should have done better, Brent.
Yeah.
Should have done better.
Because he did everything right. Got the right purchase, got everything on it, but just wasn't able to put it in the area past Alexander.
So here's Arima North with a long ball. What's going to happen here? Good defending, excellent defending on the part of David. On the part of David, and it's a throw. Derek Thomas has gone forward to take the throw.
6 minutes. It looks like, Colin, that's what we're hearing, the 6 minutes.
We're just 3.5 minutes, just about 3 minutes away from the final whistle, and we're hearing that, well, the kick was sent there, but yeah, he missed it completely.
Yeah, he did.
Here comes Gomez.
Oh,
The referee got in the way, took it straight to his face and didn't flinch. Well, another substitution is being sought by St. Benedict's. Let's see who it is. Well, the man coming off is Robertson. You have to think that he had a wonderful opportunity. Wait and see just who is coming on.
looks like Ash. Robertson off, Ash on.
Ash is the man on.
Yeah, Robertson didn't look like he shook off that bit of a bother that he had. Of course, the conversation for man of the match would be a difficult one.
I wish you luck, Brent.
I would point to probably this man there on the ball.
Who's that?
Gomez.
Gomez? Yeah, not a bad choice. Not a bad choice.
That's good run by the substitute. Can he go all the way?
Yeah,
Offside.
Ash, man, who's made that, but offside was Philip.
He didn't need to go. He just had to hold his run. He wasn't looking along the line, and he's not sure why he's arguing with the linesman. You're well off, son.
I don't have a problem with that.
Or any of the St. Benedict's pairing at the back.
Well, I was about to say that. You know, Thomas must come into the equation. Hazel must come into the equation. I thought they were rock solid in defense for Arima North. And then for St. Benedict's, you had Pay and David.
Yeah,
in the middle.
Yeah, David.
Yeah, they were also very good. I think any of the defenders.
For any team, yeah.
Yeah, with a game 0-0, you have to say, well, they were dominated by defenses.
Yeah, I could easily go with any of the defenders. Your choice, because they've been solid for either team. I think more so for St. Benedict's.
Yeah, they've been good. Pay and David, Fraser's, though he got a yellow card. I tell you who I liked more than anybody else was Hazel. What I liked about Hazel, he always seemed free.
Yeah.
Always seemed that if you ran into problems, he was the man there to you can pass his distribution. I thought was good. Between himself and Gomez, I think they are the two I would look at. What you would have to give Gomez more credit on was I think he was going forward a little bit more.
Correct.
He was he was trying to create some chances, and of course he took all the free kicks for Arima North. Brent, do you want to tell the St. Mary's pass what the score is?
I would leave that for you.
I will. If you don't want to do it, I will. But I don't want them to say I'm biased or anything like that. But they're now 6-0 down against St. Anthony's. So I'm going to repeat that score line. I'm not going to say it loudly. St. Anthony's 6, St. Mary's 0. Oh boy, that's not good news for this.
Well, it's not the way you want to start.
Don't panic yet, guys. It's only the first game of the season. The past students must be WhatsApping each other all over the place. But no need to panic. No need to panic. First game of the season. Here is the corner. Let's go up. Still, St. Benedict's can't get it away.
Looking at
ball played wide. Going up that.
what to deliver. It's good skill.
Let's see.
Well defended.
Held on to it too long.
Excellent defending. Tell you what.
So San North 2, QRC 1. We are into added on time at the moment. We've already played a minute and a half of the 6 minutes.
Well, wouldn't it not be like Queen's Royal College to come back and pull a draw there?
Yes, quite.
I'd be surprised if they do it. Very true. It's something we talked about, their inconsistency of last season. Of course, Coach Kenwin Jones is quite confident in his team doing well this year, but hasn't started that way, yeah.
Well, I mean, we had QRC wrong on Saturday, and we said QRC's presentation.
Yeah.
So that should be a very
tough first games, isn't it?
Yeah.
Up to San Juan North and then down to the Presentation College, who I felt on Friday were a bit unlucky in that game against Fatima. They did show some good signs in that game. Coach Cooper was not happy with the penalty call, a second goal for Fatima College in that game on Friday. Expressed that to me on several occasions.
It's a long ball, but let's see Thomas is going to deal with it, no doubt. Ken, he's
That's
another
well done.
one with good defending. Yeah, but Gomez or Hazel for me, I don't really mind either one. I think both have been very good. Here is Richards getting that ball forward to Hines. Eventually sent downfield, but
He's
still.
done well, Hines, since he's come on.
Yeah, he's got those fresh legs, and he's trying to put some in his defenders. But here could be a chance.
Well
Get
defended
away.
again. That's a poor clearance. Certainly not the area you want to put it.
Luckily, Ash is. What is he gonna do? That's Elijah David trying to get the better of the Arima team. Here they go wide.
They're starting to ask questions now, aren't they?
Gomez playing that ball through, and it's cleared away. Yes, the last few minutes. Again, a good ball from Gomez, pushing it through the defense. And he's down again. He's had a good game. Christian Gomez, but he's worked his socks off, hasn't he?
He's everything seemingly comes through him. It's not a bad ball again.
There's the corner, headed away. Not a bad effort, goes just wide by Hines. So he's come on and is certainly trying to make a difference. So we are just 4.5 minutes into 6 minutes of added on time. Foul committed there on Young, so it's going to be a free kick for St. Benedict's. We are in the final minute of the 6 added on time. St. Benedict's with a free kick. Everybody back now for Arima North in defense. Decided for a two-man wall, but I think it's too far out for that. They decided that they will still put a two-man wall.
This is quite far out to have a strike.
There is shot comes over the bar. We've seen about 3 or 4 shots from Pear at distance, and all Brent he smiles, but all has gone over the bar. Well, here's Oliveira looking for Hines. So here comes St. Benedict's again. This time it's with Ash. Gets it to Barrow. The long ball forward by Pear, but to no one in particular. This is a bad ball to Richards, but he couldn't control it, and St. Benedict's come again. And eventually Oliveira bangs it upfield. Real tussle now with Hines, but David now sends it downfield. And the shot comes, not a bad effort.
We've played the 6 minutes,
just parries it.
so I'm not sure where the referee's finding this additional time.
Well, we have 30 seconds left. Oh, 30 seconds over now.
Yeah.
At this point in time, no wonder, Brent, you said that.
Yeah,
And this could be problems.
That's a foul.
Well,
Yeah, that's a
it's
foul.
barged into the keeper.
Yeah. He was brave, Charles, because so easily he could have taken his eye off it, worried about Ash
Yeah.
coming in. But he kept his eye on it and made sure. As you have another look at it here, long speculative one. All Charles had to do was collect with Ash under pressure. Ash certainly let him know he was there.
So we know just about a minute over, the shot comes way over the bar. So we've been he's what, a minute over the 6 minutes. So I think he's going to blow the whistle anytime now. And there it is. Well, Brent Sancho, my prediction came through. Goalless draw. I know you're hurting by that, but I did predict these two defenses were so very solid before the game that you just thought that it would take some sort of individual brilliance by either of these teams to sort of break the deadlock. but neither team was able to produce anything, that was magical or brilliant to break the deadlock. And so it came as no surprise that this game has ended up goalless between these two teams. Yeah, Christian Gomez, the man of the match here, and he really defended well. He kept going forward, pushing the Arima team, trying to make something happen. He took the free kicks, he had a couple of free kicks, but here is the confirmation here of this game at the Arima Velodrome. It's the first round of the secondary schools football league. It's goalless here. Arima North Secondary 0, St. Benedict's College 0. Let's have a look at the highlights. The game kicked off with Arima North on the attack, but then the ball came forward and Jones with the tackle, and then Gomez with the free kick straight to the keeper. Yeah, this is second half highlights here, and Gomez having a free kick. Lovely run here, but nothing came of it. Then St. Benedict's on the attack. Ball coming across. Keeper Charles was diving, or keeper Alexander, sorry, was diving forward and took it. Then again, Alexander came into action. Cross ball. He was just parrying it. Robertson with a run. Got past the defender. Had the shot too close to the keeper. He was able to parry it, and eventually the ball went nowhere. So long ball eventually played out. It's left-sided corner for Arima. Great effort, lovely effort there. Ball going over his head. Was played the bicycle kick, but just couldn't get it on target. And David with a shot over the bar. Needed a little power, but he was leaning back. And because he was leaning back, the ball went high over the bar. So that was the end of the game. Goalless here between these two teams. And really and truly, no major catastrophes for either defenses. And let's have a look at the stats. Shots, 10 from Arima North Secondary, 8 from St. Benedict's. 4 shots each on target, 11 foul state, 2 yellow cards going the way of St. Benedict's College. No red cards, 4 corners to 3. And look at the possession, 56% for Arima North, 44% for the St. Benedict's teams. Runs into the box, 5-2, but the stats tell you really and truly that the game, possession-wise, was dominated by Arima North Secondary, but they just couldn't get the ball into the back of the net. Let's go down on pitch side. Luchin, he's got with him the man of the match, Christian Gomez.
Thank you, Colin. Yes, Christian Gomez is today's player of the match of Arima North Secondary. Christian, congratulations. How pleased are you with your performance?
Well, to be honest, I'm not as pleased because my fitness was very low. But during the season, the preseason, I wasn't really training as much because I had an ankle injury. And I just think that my fitness level just slowed me down a little much. And I hope to work on it and get better through the season.
Absolutely. Of course, you all would have wanted to start with a win today, but a 0-0 draw. Are you all pleased with the result?
Yeah, I pleased with the result. We played that we should, and the system that we learn, and we do what we're supposed to do, but it just didn't happen to come out with the win.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all the best going forward for the rest of the season, Christian. Congratulations. Brent Sancho is with the coaches.
Thanks, Lou. Joined with Coach Wayne Shepherd of Arima North. Coach, 90 minutes plus 0-0 at the end of it. Your assessment?
I thought it was a hard-fought game. I felt we could have come out with the 3 points, but I'm sure if you talk to boys, he'll say the same as well. It's a game reflective or similar to the game that we started last season against Presentation, one where at points in time attrition took over instead of the tactical plays. But for the most part, I was happy with my boys putting on the ball, trying to play through the lines as we practice. We could have done it more. I thought that the plan to play through the first line of pressure worked. Unfortunately, one of our key players was off today, so he was getting the ball in open spaces but not utilizing it as he normally would. That's something that we could fix. That's just an off day on a very good player. The other teams will have to suffer for it.
Yeah, I was about to mention, of course, so when you look at a 0-0 scoreline, you start talking about the quality in front of goal, or lack thereof. Maybe, of course, with your playmaker not having a sort of game you would have thought. And you mentioned something to work on. Of course, no goal scoring in this fixture. Something to fix moving forward?
Well, we are playing catch-up right now because a number of our players didn't come out of preseason training, right? And they're now starting to realize that this level there's not West Penn and all the other leagues. This is the premier level in Trinidad and Tobago. So you miss preseason to go and play in these other leagues. You get a false sense of your ability and your security. And you come here, now you meet a team, young, I only know him by his nickname, Toka. But in the back there, they're not giving an inch. So when you come now, the game is a little too fast-paced. So we're trying to play catch-up right now. And players like today, they're going to find they're a step behind because the intensity is at another level. So we go back to the drawing board. Unfortunately, with this league, as I've lamented before, it's 2 games in a week, so there isn't anything from today that I could fix for Saturday. I have to fix today's business for the following week. So that's it.
Thank you very much, Coach. All the best for the rest of the season. Coach, boys, of course, first and foremost, let's talk about your team content in terms of the type of players. We've seen a lot of players from last season not part of the squad. Any reason behind that as it relates to your starting 11 this afternoon?
Well, it has some reason behind it, and there's a reason with the Ministry of Education. We have some delay there in terms of getting the players signing on time for, I don't know, politics. I don't know if it's by nature. I can't say. But we had to put our young under 16. The team today was a total under 16 team. I know we would have been solid in the back, we would have been solid in the middle. I know we would have been a little on top. As you see, we had to make the change in that area to kind of bring it home. I think they did well. They did a fantastic job for what they had to prepare them. And I think kudos to them today. A job well done. I think you could only see us going stronger as the tournament proceeds. We'll grow stronger.
But with all those players missing, you probably will see you getting a lot stronger. Thank you very much, Coach, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brent. Well, of course, SSFL action here today, but there is action right here on SportsMax in the Issa Schoolboy Football over in Jamaica on Saturday. Vare Tech taking on Kemps Hill, and Glenmore versus Garvey Maceo, that one on Saturday, as I said, the 14th. And, of course, round 2 of the Premiership here in Trinidad and Tobago, the SSFL. Right here for you also on Saturday, it is Queen's Royal College, and they will be in action at home as they will kick off the second week or second round of games right here against Presentation College in Trinidad and Tobago. That one kicking off at 3:30 p.m. at Queen's Royal College grounds. Yep. And so it ends here 0-0 in our first game, or first broadcast game of the league in the SSFL. Draw between Arima North Secondary and St. Benedict's College. 0-0 here at the Arima Velodrome. So that's all that we have for you. The points are shared. We thank you for viewing with us on behalf of myself, Liu Chen, and the entire broadcasting team of the SportsMax group. We'll see you next time for more SSFL action.
Welcome to SSFL Premiership Division.